In this menu, we're going to be going over the bridge tool. The bridge tool is a very powerful tool that can do a lot of different things, but we're going to keep it kind of simple at first, and maybe in some later videos we'll do some more advanced things with it. But what the bridge tool is, you can think of it as it bridges the gap between a hole in an object or two different objects. We'll do a few different demonstrations on this, and again, there's a bunch of different ways you can use this tool, but normally it's going to be something like this where I have a hole, I select an edge, I hit the bridge tool, so left click, activate it over here. Let's actually set this back to its default setting, and right click, and it just bridges the gap. So again, it creates a bridged polygon between these two. So let's do this again, bridge, and now before I right click, my segments, it's currently at 1, we'll take it to 3 and hit enter, and now you can see that it bridged the gap with 3 different sections, so 3 sections to the bridge almost. And the other thing to note, if I grab and pull these sections up, they're not actually attached to this polygon, they're just floating vertices there, so that's kind of a weird thing to have. So the other thing would be, let's say that I had this mesh, let's copy paste it, flip it around, bring it up here. So if I want to do, I can do multiple edges at once. So let's grab this edge, and then this one, and it's smart enough to see the connection here. So bridge, right click, so now it connects these two together, and technically I could even have switch to edges, double click this edge, double click this edge. If you double click a edge, it'll usually try to make a loop, but if you have a hole in your object, it'll usually kind of follow that hole. So bridge, right click, now it just bridged these two pieces together. Now they're one contiguous mesh, or one big watertight piece. So again, we can loop that around and delete it. When we bridge this together, we can set how many little sections to the bridge we have, or we can even set it to 0 or 1, and that's just going to make it to where it just fills in with one polygon. So another cool thing with this is, let's use this for an example. So again, this is just a box that has a little bit of a weird geo taken out of it. You can see how it kind of curves up and curves back down, and it's symmetrical on both sides. So if I grab this edge, left click on my bridge tool, hover over the 3D viewport, and right click, again, our normal way of activating a tool, what happens is it bridges this edge to this edge, and it just ignores all this stuff for right now. If I click on this and kind of pull it up, you can see how it's not connected. Now we have a hole right here. It makes kind of weird geometry. So if we pay attention to this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 segments to this. So if we were to bridge it with 5 segments, right click, it's going to bridge it with 5 segments like we would expect. But let's go ahead and delete this and start over. If I go to bridge, and I have this little guy right here called auto connection turned on, and then right click, you're going to see that it actually sees how the surface works, and it makes the bridge go up and down around this little curve. So again, sometimes the bridge tool can be fairly smart, other times it doesn't really know what you mean by things. So again, that's one of those things that bridge, right click, having auto connection on or off makes a huge difference with the bridge tool. Again, some of these other ones like flip polygon, reverse direction, they do different things. So this is one that you can kind of experiment with, but I just wanted to give you kind of surface level how it works with a few quick tricks here and there.